As of this video's date, we are less than a week away from the release of the Teal Mask DLC. As I said, I'm pretty hyped up. I'm excited to explore Kitakami and to know more about Kirin and Carmine. I'll get into my thoughts on the DLC at a later time though. I've gone over what Pokemon I want to use and the Pokemon you should use for the DLC as well. From those two lists and the list of all the mons coming back, I think I've decided on a pretty fun team to use. Some of these Pokemon I have used before, and a few I haven't actually used in a long while. In a sense, because it's been a long time, it feels like I haven't used them at all. A lot of things have changed since I've used some of these Pokemon, so it feels like a breath of fresh air. With that, I hope to use these mons at a decent time in the game, because there is some uniqueness here that I think you guys are going to appreciate. Not only with just being underrated mons, but also just fun to use in general. I want to use this team for an entire playthrough, rather than just the DLC run. I also hope that the DLC has some important battles, cause I know I'm gonna have fun with that. Also, before I get into this, I promise, by the way, Clefable and Gardevoir are not here. Anywho, the first mon I want to talk about is a mon I haven't used since Heart Gold and Soul Silver, being Yanmega. Yanmega is actually a very good Pokemon. It's got amazing special attack, plus pretty good speed, alongside the two amazing abilities of Tinted Lens and Speed Boost. Already, this mon is amazing for a playthrough. Plus, in Legends Arceus, it has a decent level up pool, even getting Bug Buzz at level 43 and Air Slash at level 25. For coverage, it doesn't have a lot, but for how I am playing it, I don't really think it's heavily needed. Although it would be nice if it got some grass coverage like Energy Ball or something, but alas. It's got Solar Beam, but I don't want to wait 2 turns to attack. Out of both abilities, I feel Tinted Lens is best because 95 speed already outspeeds the majority of the game, and Speed Boost just seems like overkill. So if Tinted Lens, its stab options alone will hit extra against resistances, so having no reliable coverage in a sense is balanced out because of it. Yanmega should be fun to use though. Who knows, maybe I'll hatch some eggs for a shiny Yanma too. Its blue coloration is pretty awesome. The next mon on this list is a mon that was in the base game. I know this team should be more about the DLC, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit. And what better way to mix it up than by using Torkel? I haven't used Torkel in a long time. Torkel is a massively defensive fire-type mon with a decent 85 in both its attack stats. Torkel may not be the quickest, I mean, it is based on a tortoise, but what makes it deadly is its ability Drought. Drought is what makes it a high-tier monster for singles. I personally will not be using Drought for my playthrough, unless I was running a mono fire team. Instead though, I'll be using Shell Armor. Honestly, not getting hit with crits is actually pretty nice. Its level up pull is nice as well, having access to Lava Plume at level 28. So I look forward to having actual good fire moves without the need of excessive TM usage. But what I'm looking forward to the most is using Iron Defense in Body Press. It's a breath of fresh air and something I don't really use often in my playthroughs. In due time though, I am smelling a mono fire type run. And with Torkel's Drought, I know that team will shred. At the third spot is yet another bug type. Yeah, I know, 2 bugs on the team. But this one is actually a best team veteran as well. I'm going to be using Vikavolt. Vikavolt shreds, and with a base 145 special attack stat aided with a solid stab learn set, I'm sure you can see why. So far, I know that my team is pretty slow aside from Yanmega, but that doesn't really bother me as I'm just trying to use mons I rarely use. You can pretty much beat Pokemon with virtually any team, and this team is primarily for fun. Anywho though, if Vikavolt's moveset for Scarlet and Violet is anything like its Sword and Shield one, I can expect for Vikavolt to learn Thunderbolt upon evolution. Bug Buzz is also learned at level 36, so that's not bad either. Coverage wise, it's not great per se, but I still want to use it. Honestly, Energy Ball is good enough. Stab Thunderbolt at an early level is going to be deadly though. Evolving it should be pretty fast too, considering you can get a Thunderstone super early on. So I can pretty much have the Vikavolt at level 20, which is pretty mind-blowing considering how powerful it is. In my top 10 Pokemon I want to use in the Teal Mask video, I couldn't decide on which water type I wanted to use, Crawdaunt or Milotic. While I love both options, I could only choose one. To be honest, I already knew I was going to be using Adaptability Crawdaunt pretty frequently in competitive. Honestly, this same also applied to Milotic, as I enjoy using it too. This bulky water with Marvel skill has been one of my favorite mons to use since it debuted back in the day. For my playthrough though, I ultimately did decide on Milotic. Milotic, for one, is very beautiful, 2, it's gorgeous, and 3, beauty aside, I hope the Prism, Scale, and Feebas are easy to obtain. Now, learn set wise, Milotic gets Water Pulse upon evolution, which is pretty good. I've also heard a rumor that it's going to be getting Scald, so that's another option. Milotic is one of my favorite bulky waters to use, period, and I'm definitely looking forward to using it again, regardless of how late in the game I get it. At the penultimate team member spot is a Pokemon I actually used in a Mono Psychic run not too long ago, being Medicham. Medicham is honestly pretty underrated to me, and is actually pretty good even without its Mega. Medicham has access to the ability Pure Power, which doubles its physical attack stat. With moves like Drain Punch, Zen Headbutt, and the Elemental Punches, this ability goes hand in hand with it. There's also the option of running a bulk up set as well, which only heightens its attack more, while boosting its defense too. It's got more coverage options too, but realistically, all that's really needed are the Elemental Punches. 80 base speed is a decent enough speed stat to get through the game too, so I actually think Medicham might be this team's MVP. I know I've used Medicham a few times before, but I actually didn't wind up using it until the very last part of my Psychic run, literally right before the Elite Four. This time, I want to use it earlier, and I want to experience Meditite, so that's also another big reason as to why I'm doing this. Funny enough, I'm actually starting to enjoy Medicham more over Gallade, despite it doing better in competitive with Sharpness. In a sense, I do wish that its Mega was still here, but even without it, it's still dope. And the last mon on my team is gonna serve as the normal filler type role. It's Snorlax. I'm kidding, but I know I probably fooled you because you guys know how much I love Snorlax. I actually want to run something a little different this time, while also giving a massive speed increase to my team. I'm going with Ambipom this time. Ambipom isn't a complete stranger to my teams, as I've used it a few times. It's a fast, hard-hitting normal type with the ability Technician. Skill Link is unfortunately its hidden ability, so I will not be using that for the duration of my playthrough. However, getting moves via level up, like Double Hit, will definitely aid with its Technician ability. Like all normal types, it's also got a huge coverage pool. It's got moves like Rock Smash, Aerial Ace, Thief, all pretty solid moves to stack with Technician. I actually didn't notice Ambipom had all these moves to go along with it, so this should be refreshing and exciting at the same time. Well, that wraps up the team I want to use for the Teal mask. This video was a little shorter than usual, I know, but I didn't really want to drag this on any further than I needed to. It's just another team video with me showcasing my members. No more, no less. If you guys are going to start a brand new playthrough, what returning mons are you looking forward to using? What mons are you looking forward to in general? Let me know in the comments below. Also, the best team will be here next weekend, so get ready for that too.